Welcome to the 2023 Holiday Throwback Show. And this is going to be our opportunity to show you all the work that we've done throughout 2023. And maybe this is your first commercial, or maybe you're a fan that watches these every Sunday morning and loves the 30-second commercials that we do. I know that as a car dealer, obviously, that's my business. But I have a passion for these TV commercials, and it's something for several years that I've done. And as we move along, hopefully we've gotten better and better at these. I do a lot of the acting. I bring my family members in. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that most of these actors are people that work in our dealerships. So it could be the morning of, right on the showroom floor, I'm going, hey Bob, I want you to be the judge today in the commercial. And it's that quick. And we're scrambling up costumes. I'm getting them within 2-3 days. Sometimes I'm delaying a commercial for a couple days because the costumes haven't come in the mail yet. It's really organic, and hopefully the finished product is definitely fun to watch because it's definitely fun to do. But right now, let's take that opportunity as we hit the reset button for 2024, come up with our marketing strategies, brainstorm the TV commercials that we're gonna bring to your TV, and spend time with our families and reflect on our year. Because this has definitely been a wild ride in the car business. It's been a wild ride for construction projects that we have as we expand, and we're tired. This has been a tiring one, but we're looking forward to 2024, and we're gonna knock the cover off. So stay tuned, enjoy the show, and happy holidays. We kicked off 2023 with the sequel to the 1930s commercial. And this is one of my favorites. I like the black and whites. And I had been prying on the production company for months to do the sequel to this commercial. And I was getting kickback on it. And I really wanted to do it. I had my mind set on the fact that I wanted to have that second part. It seemed very easy. It seemed like something that I could naturally come up with the progression of. So when you look at this commercial, we actually used a courthouse in Phoenix, New York. And all these actors in here were people that worked for our car dealership, and some of them still do work for us. You'll see my wife in there. You'll see Jimmy in here, obviously, that works with me on most of these TV commercials. You'll see Johnny. Johnny was the judge. And at the time, Johnny was brand new with us. Yeah, he was probably a month in. I'm walking on the showroom floor, and I'm like, Johnny, I need you to be the judge. And he was down with it. He wanted to be on TV, so he was excited to do it. And some of the quirky things that you'll see in this commercial, obviously they look much different than the actual scene. And when you have these actors, you only have 5 or 6 people in here. But we do a pretty good job at making that courtroom look full. Now, we know back in the day, people smoked, and so you'll notice some of the smoke that you'll see in that scene as well, right, that we created to give that 1930s, 40s feel. You know, one of the things I didn't like about this commercial, and I kind of threw a fit when I got there, was I wasn't happy with the plastic, Rubbermaid judge's bench. And if you look here, I was told over and over, no, we'll make it look good, we'll make it look good, it won't look like that. But if you pay close attention to that, you'll be able to see that that's just a plastic table up there that we use for the judge's bench. We love this one. This one was actually one of our favorites, but stay tuned and check this one out.
Mr. Cynical, you're free to make a statement now.
Your Honor, I don't feel that anything that I've done is a crime. 500 cars in inventory is something that should be celebrated, not punished. And in fact, I have a Roadster with your name written all over it.
With the cup holders, right?
Objection!
Overruled.
For you?
Yeah. This case is closed. Robert Cynical, you're free to go.
Yeah. We made it, baby.
So I'm a person that likes to use analogies, and car dealerships are very similar to grocery stores. Now this inventory depreciates in our hands, just like it depreciates in your driveway. And like a grocery store, they only buy so much milk to put on the shelves. They know the rate of sales, they know how much milk they're going to be able to sell within a given period, and that's how much they order. If they order too much milk, then it expires. Nobody's buying the milk and they create a loss for themselves. The same thing happens in a car dealership, right? As these vehicles depreciate, you don't want to stock too much. You want to stay ahead of that curve, so you want to keep what we call a day supply. So for example, 45 days is the number that we like to focus on. We like to keep a 45-day supply of inventory. Now let's look back at December 22. Now we had probably a 60-day supply of inventory, which would be normal going into that winter market. Tax season's coming. You want to have a lot of inventory, so we start to load up in that December month so that we have ample inventory for January, February, and March during tax season. Well, we got punched upside the face real hard when the market fell by 23% within a 2-week period in December. That set up the new year, January and February of 23, for a lot of action. So at that time, it was about getting rid of the inventory, and that's one of the things that I think we do much better than most dealerships. Okay, a lot of these guys don't know what to do. So when something like this happens, they sit on their hands. They have overpriced inventory that their position becomes worse and worse in. And they stop buying vehicles and they slowly work their way out of that inventory. Where with us, we're gonna go ahead, get on TV, put these deals out there, take our losses in 1 month, move on, and buy more. So I think that's one of our biggest strengths as a dealership, is the fact that we're not married to the inventory. When it's time to move, it's time to move. And that's why you'll see so many vehicles coming in and out of this dealership. And we have a huge customer base because as a volume dealer, you have to move the inventory, win, lose, or draw. As you look at February, you're gonna see that liquidation was on the top of the list. Take a look.
I've taken a serious punch to the face over the last 30 days, so I'm in serious mode today.
You are. Let's go back. Punch in the face and the body slam.
I got the body slam too. So over the last 6 to 8 months, we've had a market correction. And we're not talking a little 1 or 2 points. We're talking 20 to 30%.
Wow.
So we've watched these prices just fall through the floor. It's aged, it's 81 days in stock. I'm tired of looking at it, it's gotta go. Get on down to the store. We have hundreds of these. All throughout February, we are liquidating all of our inventory.
One of the things about me is I like to put my family out there as well. This is a family business, and I try to get my family involved in these TV commercials, and let's face it, they work with me on a day-to-day basis, and our life is really all about business. And when you own businesses, that's really what it is. But we do like to take a lot of time to travel as well. It's one of my passions. And in February, we made a trip, my wife and I, to Dubai. And tell you what an experience. While over there, she brought me to her homeland, which is Saudi Arabia. And what an even more profound experience that was for me. So I was definitely inspired when I got home to do a Middle Eastern commercial. I was very inspired by the culture, by the religion, and by how accepting everybody was of me over there. So it definitely inspired this commercial that you're gonna see a couple little tidbits of. But I'll tell you what, this didn't come without flack. And no matter what you do in this world, there's a certain amount of people that get offended, right? They take it the wrong way. They think that your intentions are in the wrong direction. But I have a lot of Middle Eastern friends that I rely on, and I reached out and I wanted to make sure that this wasn't gonna come off the wrong way. And these are people that got my back and want to make sure got their own back and want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for the culture, for the people, and we're not portraying something that's off-putting to anybody. And I definitely got the green light on this, but after we shot the show, I got a lot of negative feedback, but I got a lot of positive feedback, even more positive feedback. And it was an opportunity for me to show respect to the culture and highlight my wife and give her and let her know how I felt about the trip that we had and how much it influenced me. So take a look at this. You're gonna enjoy this show. Price tag on this.
31,366, Rob.
What's wrong with you, man? You're giving the car away.
I'm not giving it away. It's 80 days old.
Don't give it away. We're not here to give cars away, Rob. Come on now.
Come on, Rob. You gotta lower the price. You have
Yes,
to.
I'm going to. Tell your cousin, get off my shoulder.
31,366. I'm gonna call your wife. I'm just letting you know and let her know something's going on here.
What do you mean?
That's the price tag?
Yes.
Make me feel like dancing, Rob. Holy.
Like that? Enjoy that pizza there, did you? I do. You did. I know you did. I know you did. You got it all over you. Ramen. So check this out. There's one thing that's obvious with us is that we're very heavy when it comes to marketing. And it's a twofold process. There's what they call impressions and frequency. Now with impressions, as an example, when we shoot a TV commercial, we already know how many people this is going to get in front of. And we count eyeballs, right? So we know how many people are going to be watching the TV commercial. When we shoot 30-second ads, we choose what stations to put these on based on viewership. And we put them in ever so often to create frequency. We want that viewer to see this on average of 2 to 3 times a week. We also want the consumer to catch us in different mediums. So we want you to see me on a billboard, for example, on buses, which we wrap several of. And that's one of the things we stepped up in 2023 was the buses, the Centro buses. That was a big endeavor for us. We're looking at everything from 23. We're seeing how that worked. And we're making a plan on how we're gonna enter 2024 and be even more impactful. Take a look at the Centro buses. This is something I'm very proud of. This was a big endeavor for us because they're not cheap. But we got a lot of feedback on these and probably one of my most impactful marketing strategies. With a green screen, it allows production to put me in any environment. It allows them to put any background behind me, and we can create a theme like that. But when I wear a green suit to the show, well, I become part of the screen. So as you watch the commercial, you'll see the green parts of my suit actually shimmer and they shine. Well, that's actually a mistake. So as I watch the commercials and listen, once I saw that, I'm like, oh, that looks like it was meant to be like that. So will the public think that that's part of my suit? My suit just shimmers and shines? So sometimes I just wear the green suit knowing that it's gonna shimmer and shine. So I took the no-no and I made it into something, right? But believe me, it frustrates production when I show up with all green for a green screen. And a lot of times it shoots me back home. I'm driving a half an hour home to get another suit. Because let's face it, I don't always use my head. I got a lot going on in the mornings. So take a look at May and see what happens when you wear a green suit to a green screen show.
Oh,
You like my suit?
Hey, what is that? What kind of flower?
flowers. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My wife picked it out for me today. What you got? You got a 3.5 V6 Eco Boost. So if you're looking for that power, but you also want fuel mileage, this is the one. How do you miss with that?
You don't.
So if you're looking for that, truck that's going to be in the low to mid 20s, get on cleancarscheap.com. It don't mean that we have all cars because, like I said, we stock hundreds of trucks. You're going to enjoy the luxury of driving this thing around, getting all the compliments, getting everybody staring at you, but you didn't pay nothing for it.
Nothing. Free.
Right? And everybody loves free.
I love it.
Okay, the next commercial I think was June, maybe, and I did the casino theme. And another one of those ones, I just didn't know what I wanted to do night before, and I knew commercial time was coming. It was under the gun and I had to come up with something. So I'm going through that closet and I found a casino suit that I had never worn before. And we put a casino theme together probably within minutes. And I had this hat that you'll see me wearing in the show here. And I was out of town somewhere and I found this hat once and I had to have it, right? I paid pretty good money for this thing. It had the goggles on it and whatnot. And then I ended up buying these shiny shoes to match. And I was dead set on it, but my wife kept joking with me about these shoes. And I never had the courage to wear them on one of the shows, but when casino time came, I'm like, I'm wearing this hat. This hat had been like a throne in my office for a long time. I loved it. And I put this hat on. As soon as I showed up, I get told that I look like I was one of the village people from the YMCA or whatever. And I get this thing stuck in my head, and believe me, after this show, that hat never went back on the shelf. We had a good time during this one. This is one of the ones where you can really have fun with the graphics. With the casino theme, there's a lot of stuff out there that production can use to really create a good looking show. And we enjoyed this one, and I think this is probably one of the better looking 30-minute commercials of 2023.
Absolutely, listen to me. He says any Wrangler you got under $30,000, they fly out of here like hotcakes. So this car's gonna give you the music too, because this thing's got a sound system and a half in it. You were just rocking that thing. If you're looking for that car, this is the place to do it. Visit us today, cleancarscheap.com. Get out of that bed, brush your teeth. I don't even care if you brush your teeth at this point. Just get into the store and get this thing in your driveway today.
Hey, Rob, what's up?
Yeah, Dan, I decided on aliens today. I want to do an alien commercial.
You want to do what?
Listen, I apologize, but I know this is going to be a good one. Just, you got to roll with me, man.
You want to do aliens today? We had the whole rainforest thing going.
You always fight me, always go against me. Trust me on this one.
He says he's going to do aliens today. Are you serious?
The aliens is what we should do right now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling all alien right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, we'll be there in 30. Anything for you.
That's usually how that conversation goes down. And at the time, Dan had in his mind that we were doing a rainforest commercial. And so for probably a week to a week and a half, Dan is coming up with all the graphics. He's getting everything ready for the rainforest. And morning of, after watching an Ancient Aliens TV episode, I decide I wanted to do aliens that day. So made a little scuttlebutt, but I bought a good lunch for everybody and kept everybody happy. And I thought it came out pretty good. But we had a lot of fun with this on the green screen. And if you'll notice, one of the things I wanted them to do was, hey, how do you shoot me up, right? So when they do that, I actually have to jump off the ground, and then they can create that graphic, that look of me beaming up to Scotty. So we have a lot of fun with this stuff. And another one of those easy ones where you can get a lot of cool graphics in there. The cool thing with the aliens is there's a lot of talking points. This deal's out of this world, or things like that. So it creates a lot of different talking points, and that's one of the things that we like to do, is try to tie the words that we say to the theme of the commercial. We had a lot of fun with this one. Enjoy a few of these clips.
Join me on a journey of space, of which we have none. Because these parking lots are absolutely chocked full to the brim. Join me for the ride, because this is where you buy. Beam me up, Scotty.
I'd put spinners on them.
I know you would. You do a lot of
When you
things.
stop at the light and they're still spinning, you're like, yeah, you see me. Give you parents
Cheese
out there.
doodles and Gerber doesn't smell good when it's between your seats for 2 weeks in July. I'm sorry.
It's a waterfall.
You will not find a larger inventory, not only here, Pennsylvania, I don't care where you go.
Not in the galaxy.
You're not anywhere in the galaxy.
Well, in August, we went to the beach, or at least we tried to make it appear as though we went to the beach. One of the things you'll see in this commercial, it was probably one of my least favorite, because I'm not comfortable in the short suits, right? I wear a full suit. When I had those short suits, which I have a few of, I really just didn't like how it felt. Didn't feel comfortable for me. Second of all, when it talks about, this is a learning experience, the sand, right? Well, take a look at my feet there. Obviously, you can tell I'm not walking in sand. So lesson learned was, if we're doing something that's porous, like the ground is gonna be porous, or sand, or water, or something like that, at least for the ground portion of it, you gotta have the real deal. You gotta have the real stuff. So in hindsight, I would have probably, knowing me, because I like to go all out, I probably would have brought in a half a dump truck of sand, and it'd have been a job for everybody to clean up afterwards. But needless to say, take a look at this. We had a little bit of fun with this one, but like I said, not one of my favorites, but got the trick done. Enjoy the show.
So let's take 8 times 15 is how much? 120,000. So 120,000. Love it. So I was good at math.
No, listen. Before there was all-wheel drive, there was front-wheel drive. Before there was front-wheel drive, there was rear-wheel drive. Before there was rear-wheel drive, there was me. So those palm trees and the sand. And do you hear it, Rob?
I do.
Do you hear the seagulls? Is that a hawk or
That's a seagull.
you know, sound like a crow.
Whatever, man.
Well, September was all about fishing, and I had this fishing theme idea. And I wanted to bring my daughter onto the TV commercial with me. And we shot the infomercial, which is the 30-minute. And then we shot the 30-second commercial, which is us on the pond. And one of my managers actually allowed us to use this pond on his property. And this thing was outfitted with the boat. He had everything that we needed right there. But when I went to the water on this one of the things you may not realize is these waders, if they take on water, I had to stay as close to the shore as I could because I knew that once I went into the water, these waders were gonna fill up and potentially sink me. So I was a little bit scared. I don't usually get too rattled, but this one scared me because I knew I had to get out of this water as quickly as possible. And the cool thing is when I whipped the fishing pole, that lure accidentally caught the back of my suspenders. So it gave it that look like the pole actually pulled me into the water. That was unintentional. That just a perfect timing kind of a thing. It happened just right. But let me tell you something, when I went into that water, they filled up real fast. I couldn't even get out of the pond. I had to take the waders off in the pond. So enjoy this because we did. Yes, I got it. Okay, we'll do. Yep, hold on.
Dad, promise we'd go fishing.
We're going.
It's gonna be okay, Dad. You need to start doing your own work. That way!
I don't know how to do.
On second thought, stick to the cars, Dad.
Then let's talk about October. Now I know a lot of you go to Fright Nights, right? It's over in Eastwood. It's probably one of the biggest haunted houses in the country. And they put on a pretty good show. And as you walk through this maze of rooms, you'll find these different scenes that work amazingly when it comes to TV commercials. And the Zazzara family has been very good to me over the years and have allowed me to use their properties and have been very gracious when it comes to that. So with October, I said, Grazi, listen, I need a spot. I gotta do a Halloween commercial. Can I come over and take a look at the stages and the scenes that you have and see if something fits? He said, sure, come on over, use whatever you want. And I went in there and we had a perfect scene. It was an old bedroom in this old abandoned house kind of a look. And we had a mental patient in there. And the idea of this was that this patient sees me everywhere and she can't stop seeing me. And I used my service manager as the doctor. And obviously you see me in there. The mental patient was actually one of my salespeople that works for me today. And she did an amazing job, an absolute wonderful job. But I gotta give kudos to the production company on this one because I'll tell you what, the feedback was like no commercial that I'd ever done. The production quality of this was cinematic, and I think you'll agree. Take a look at this one.
I need you to tell me what's going on.
I see him everywhere. The car guy.
It's just me.
Every other lot in town is bare. But his is always full.
I need you to say their name.
Bridgeland.
You know, one thing I've learned in life is that there's two kinds of people. You know, there's people that don't like change, and then there's guys like me that always want it to change, always looking to evolve, looking for that next best thing. Once I get here, I want to get here, and I'm just never quite satisfied. And when it comes to the TV commercials, they're not exempt either. So what we've tried to do is change the look a little bit, try something different. Now, with a lot of these large dealer groups, they'll have marketing agencies. They'll have this team of people that they pay to create the look for their dealership, create the marketing, create the ads. And when it comes to Bridgeland, it's all me. You know, I do everything from start to finish when it comes to this. So the look, the presentation, and how I want things to appear on this side of the screen really boil down to me and my ideas. So I tried to do a little bit of a change, and you're gonna see here with a couple clips of this commercial of a studio atmosphere. I watch news channels and I see all these newscasters that are standing there, and they look like they're in these rooms. And I've always kind of been intrigued by that. I love that polish, I love that look. But when it comes to us doing the car commercials, there's a whole nother element there. You know, what's on the screen is what I'm talking about. And the timing of that is something that is a learn, right? So we're learning as we evolve. You're gonna see in real time these commercials become more polished, our timing becoming better, and you're gonna see us as a company evolve right in front of your very own eyes. But take a look at our first try at these studio style commercials. Here we go, Jimmy. We got a beautiful one right here.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here's a 2018 Toyota Sienna LE.
Got it.
Said it the first time. This is a 2018 Toyota, now I can't even talk.
I'm gonna do it. It's a 2018 Toyota Sienna. Toyota. We screwed this one up.
We screwed this one up.
That's all right, though.
That's right. So,
Spill the beans.
yeah.
Spill them.
You had to spill this.
Spill the beans.
Take a look behind the scenes at this massive service department that we're building at Bridgeland. And our technicians are salivating right now. They can't wait to get into this large 13,000 square foot building that's gonna be outfitted with the best equipment, the best technology that we can offer, that the industry has to offer for us to work on your vehicles. We pride ourselves in our shops, not only on our showrooms, but we walk customers through our shops on a daily basis. Let me tell you something, I have floors that you can eat off of. Well, 2023 has been a great year for us, and I want to thank everybody that helped contribute to our success as a business. Hopefully we've done the right thing by you, and if you're not a customer, hopefully you'll give us a shot. Now 2024 is on the horizon here, and there's a lot going on. We have an election year, and who knows what the landscape of this country is going to look like. But I know one thing that I've learned is you put the blinders on and keep moving forward and do what I got to do and worry about what's in front of me. The only thing we truly have to worry about in this world is us and our families. So as we enter 2024, hopefully you've taken the time to spend with your family, the time to reflect on your year, and hopefully you have some goals for this new year. I know that we do. So stay tuned and watch what we have to offer, because we're ready to get it on.